my name is Dakota Snyder, and my question is, should humanity focus on restoring Earth environmentally, or look to the stars in hopes of finding a new planet? And so a while back, I was watching Star Wars with my dad, A New Hope, and is when they first introduced Han Solo and the Pelican. And when Han Solo said, kick it in the light gear or some light space, they flew across the universe into a whole nother solar system. And then a few weeks later, I watched the movie Interstellar, which is more of a realistic movie based in a dystopian society where Earth is essentially run over by climate change. People are dying, and this thing called a wormhole is discovered, and they send people into it, and they find a new home. So I'll discuss those possibilities. So just the feat of going to space is extremely expensive and very tedious. Entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and such are pursuing such operations and ask you, well, what is the purpose? And the current rationales for space travel are military operations, exploration, and scientific discovery, but least is continuing the human race, even though that is on the list. It's more focused around military operations. And the only people that have gone to space are China, Russia, and America, but only the furthest man has gone is to the moon. And then I have a video for it messes with your head in comparing just how small we are to everything. And it's only a minute, so. I get to where it's okay. Okay, I think y'all got the point. Alright, you wanna keep on going? Alright. Alright, and also, you all see how big Milky Way is? That is a galaxy, okay? 15 galaxies can fit into the space between the Milky Way and the closest galaxy to us. That is, we are small, like very small. So in reality, deep space travel on the scale we are at, such as going distances that far, is impossible. And, well, technically, sending a life form and expecting it to be alive is impossible. But there's one exception that was brought up in Interstellar that boggled my mind. So there's this theory that is proven through math, but it has yet to be discovered, and it is a wormhole. So essentially, you can picture a wormhole as a tunnel just in space, but it has a hole, so you enter it, and then you come out in a whole nother part of the universe, but in a whole different time too. So everything, you have no idea how many years have passed back home when you've gone through. And it's proven to be possible by math, but it's yet to be discovered. So since that is the case, we have not been able to do that. And leaving our Earth, the rate we're at contributing to the topic of pollution, Earth is surrounded by thousands of objects ranging from the size of trucks to as small as pieces of paint moving 37,000 miles per hour around the Earth. So if you're sending a rocket ship up into space and something the size of a truck just slams into it going 37 miles per hour, game over. The International Space Station was hit by a paint chip from a crashed Russian satellite that was estimated that collided with another satellite, and it chipped the window on the International Space Station.
It did what?
It chipped the window. Like, that's weird to think about. So at our current rate, the amount we're polluting our atmosphere, if we keep on being as nonchalant and just not caring about how we're doing it. Example, the Chinese, they just let a piece of a launching pad fly around the world and crash land in a just random area. We cannot have that stuff going on. We need to be careful with our exploration to allow us to continue exploring. And the furthest any artificial thing has traveled in the universe, last year it just traveled Pluto, which is the furthest planet in our solar system, and it's been traveling for 37 years. So that just shows. And there is a possibility, and it's already among us, it's destined by 2022, man will be sent on the first manned mission to Mars. So extraterrestrial, or man living on other planets is reasonable, just not deep intergalactic levels. But it's already among us, so we'll see where that lands us. So we know deep space travel is not possible, and we know we can't take humanity off there. So what shape is our planet in? What are we living in today? So humans have been polluting the Earth on an industrial scale since the early 1700s. That includes factories, mass production, the use of coal to pollute the air and water. It is crazy what we've done. And the first example that brought enlightenment to everybody is oh shoot, this is an issue, is in 1952 of the Great Smog in London, which killed 4,000 people because of bad air quality. And the world, primarily the US, instigated the Clean Air Act, which forced companies to equip their smokestacks with circulating and cleaning smoke technology, and also using less polluting fuel. But still today, newly industrialized countries such as China, South America, places like that, they're the main contributors to pollution, as America and places like Europe have extremely settled down. Oil pollution is another main issue, especially another main issue in the ocean, but acts have been set out by the UN to equip oil ships to have dual-yielded cargo holds, so to prevent oil spills, because that was the great oil spill in Mexico like 7 years ago. Killed so many animals and pollutions. The statistics, there's a lot that like 5% of the world is extremely environmentally damaged. Pollution, severe pollution makes up 83% of the earth. And there's only 12% of the earth that has not been majorly impacted by pollution. And the graph on the right shows geological events, meteorological events, hydrological events, and climatological events. Yellow, that's primary, but also the hydrological water issues, mainly pertaining to Japan and China, have been serious lately. And the number one issue for climate change and global warming is car pollution. Car pollution, everybody in America drives a car to work. We all see how much we rely on cars, and car pollution contributes to 75% or 80% of the world's air pollution. And industrial pollution contributes to roughly 35-25%, and the last is the meat industry, which actually contributes 20 to 15%. And I'm gonna go over solutions, which I'm gonna recommend to y'all, but the meat industry, essentially just cows. What they eat is a lot of plants, and they burp and fart methane. It actually contributes to global warming on such a mass scale. And also deforestation, that's another primary issue, because carbon dioxide is what we produce through cars and breathing. Trees use that and turn it back into oxygen, and we're cutting down all of our trees. 30% of the Amazon rainforest has been cut down in the past 25 years. But lots of acts are already being engaged to cut down on the environmental disasters being displayed. So the real thing is, what can you do as an individual to save the planet? Because at this point, everybody contributes to pollution and the environmental catastrophe we're in. And if everyone does their part, we can all fix this issue as one. And so number one, eat less meat. Honestly, I know I'm not vegan, but the vegans have a good point when, the meat industry contributes to pollution. And if we use the amount of land we do to raise cows to plant food, we could feed all of Africa and America with just that food if we had grown plants on that amount of land. And that also help with environmental warming. And resort to electric cars, as cars contribute to the primary greenhouse gas emissions. Tesla is a booming brand. I haven't really looked into them, but honestly, with these gas prices, dude, I would kill for a Tesla. And then don't use plastic bags or straws. Y'all know the sea turtles, all that, everything you just throw away, it ends up in the water or just places where animals live. You can resort to plastic bags and literally holding a cup and drinking out of it. You don't need to suck on a straw. Come on. And then y'all just recycle. Just by squeezing a piece of plastic, if it's crumbly like paper, just don't use that. We talk about don't use that type of plastic. But things such as plastic water bottles, make an attempt to recycle. You don't need all that stuff floating around the ocean. And then start a compost bin. This will pertain to another thing you can do. You can, instead of throwing all your waste away, you can turn it into fertilizer and instead grow your own garden. And instead of purchasing things or produce, which also you have to buy trash with that. And also, when you grow your own food, it tastes so much better. For some reason, it's so good. I never liked vegetables before. And also, make an attempt to use less water. For simple things, cleaning the dishes, brushing your teeth, just turn it off. Because, sure, we're on the coast. We have the luxury of having clean, available water, but most people don't. And keep in mind, that water, just that little bit, someone would murder for that, I guarantee, in another place. Just make an attempt to save it so other people can get some. And also reuse. You don't need to buy a new car first. That's the worst investment. It goes down like 75% price after the first year. You just buy reused cars. It will result in factories not producing a new car, contributing to that, and also it still works. You can get from one place to another. It doesn't have to like be all savvy and busy. You know, it's nice, I understand, but still, make an effort. Use kitchen towels. Don't use the paper rags. Those are just trees that you're using to wipe something and throw away. Just use a kitchen towel because you can reuse that multiple times over and over, and it also saves money. Solar panels, it'll save energy. Literally put them on your roof. It'll make so much power you have no idea. Cut down on the electric bill, and also it's using those natural resources instead of contributing to being wasteful. And then grow a garden. That pertains to composting, but yeah, just using your little bit of land you have that you own, make the most out of it. Like, do something cool. And we can save the planet, guys. This is our home. This is what we're living in. We're about to live our full lives. Do we want this planet, which gives us life, to like die? Or do we want to help it and nurture it and bring it back to life, which will hence secure us a promising future? We need people that are willing to stand up and all unite to help out with this major issue. So thank you, and yeah.